Okay, fine. So, in the last one, like in the last session, we have seen how to start with Selenium, right? Like, we have seen how to create a basic script and also how to execute it on different browsers, right? So, what is the first thing that we have to do? When we want to execute our script on any browser, what's the first thing that we have to do? What's the first thing?
First thing is that we have to need that WebDriver for that particular browser.
We have to have the driver.exe file. Okay.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
Chrome driver, it is Chrome driver.exe. For Firefox, it is Gecko driver.exe. And for Edge driver, it is
Edge.
yeah, ms edge driver.exe. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. And uh, yeah, this is for actually Firefox driver. Okay, fine. So once that is done, what is the next thing that we have to do? We have to create a driver object.
yeah,
Okay. So what is the interface that we have here? We have the WebDriver interface here. And what are the different driver classes that we have? We have Chrome driver, Firefox driver, Edge driver. So these are all the different driver classes that we have. So how do we create the driver object? We will use WebDriver driver equals to new Chrome driver or new Firefox driver or new Edge driver.
yeah. Anything.
Okay. And what is the method that we use to open any URL?
Uh, driver that object dot get. Sorry,
Yes.
object. Yeah,
The driver.get method. Get method is the one we use to open any URL. And we have to use like HTTP for that one. If we don't use this one, then it will throw an error. Okay. Okay. So now, okay. And did you download the practice pages and also the car rental project from
yeah.
Google
Downloaded,
Drive?
but I think we don't know how to install it because
Yeah, yeah.
you're
Yeah, I'll show you that one. Okay. So let me. Okay, so this is where this is Selenium practice is the one where I have uploaded the zip folder. Okay, where we have the files for practicing Selenium, and also car rental is the one where you have the car rental project. Download these two. Okay, download these two things. Now I will show you like how to install these ones. Okay, once you download these two things, then go to this first you have to unzip those two things once you download. Okay, first unzip them. Okay, for example, let's say I'm going into Selenium practice. Okay, and I'm downloading these ones. Okay, and also I will download the car rental one also. Okay, download. Okay. Okay, so now the Selenium practice unzip this one. Okay, extra files. Okay, once you unzip this one, Selenium practice, again, like you will see Selenium practice. Just copy this inner Selenium practice one. Just copy this one. Okay, once you copy this one, then go to the XAMPP folder. Okay, in the C drive, it is installed here, right? XAMPP. Go to XAMPP and you see a folder called htdocs. Okay, htdocs. Okay, in the htdocs, paste that folder, selenium underscore practice folder. Okay, paste this one. Okay, so this is how, like, you have to you just have to uninstall, unzip that one and copy that selenium underscore practice one and put it in C drive XAMPP history. I mean, wherever you have installed this XAMPP folder, XAMPP software, under that you will see, like, history docs. This is the server folder. This is nothing but a local server that you are running. Okay, so this is a Apache server that you are running. Okay, so just put it in the htdocs folder. Okay, so once you put it, like, this selenium underscore practice here. Okay, you have to make sure that, like, this controller is running, control panel, XAMPP control panel is running. Okay, so for this one, so what you have to do is you just have to, like, go to this XAMPP folder and you will see, like, in this one XAMPP control. You have to start this one and you have to start both of these services. One is the Apache server and another one is MySQL server. So you have to start both of these and then you will see these ports, like ATCOM 443 and 3306. Okay, you have to start this one. Okay, once you start this one, then okay, so where is this htdoc? Yeah, htdocs. Okay, so then you can open the selenium underscore practice folder in the browser. So if you go here, so http colon localhost slash, just type selenium underscore practice. Okay, and go to this index. Okay, because this is where, like, you have this practice no, files are there. Okay, so in the http doc selenium practice, under index we have, like, everything. Okay, so go to this index folder. Okay, then you will be able to open this page. Okay, this is how you can install this practice pages. Okay, okay, and the other one is car rental project. Car rental project also, um, if you go, yeah, after you download this car rental project, just unzip this one, extract files. Okay, so now car rental project is unzipped. So once this is unzipped, just go into this inner folders where you see this car rental. Okay, this car rental, where you see this car rental. Okay, copy this one. Okay, you don't need to copy it, like, from the parent folders, like car rental underscore project, car rental underscore project. Just copy this car rental. Okay, this car rental and put it in. Uh, Let me go to this XAMPP folder. Okay, so in the paste it in htdocs folder again. Okay, htdocs is the root folder, like, where we place all the web files in this one. Okay, when we are working with Apache server. Okay, so selenium underscore practice we have already pasted it here. So the car rental project also paste it here. Okay, car rental project also, just copy that entire car rental folder in htdoc car rental. After that you should see this admin assets and all these things. Okay, paste this entire thing into this one. Okay, now you have pasted these web files, but you also need to have a database here. So for the database you have to run this SQL file, this car rental SQL file. So for that one, what you have to do is, okay, just go into http localhost. Okay, go to this php myadmin. Okay, now this is open. Okay, so in this one, you have to create a new database. The database name is car rental. Okay, just create it with the same name, car rental. That's what like you have to just go into these databases and enter the database name as car rental, a car rental, and then just click on create. Okay, just enter the word, like go to this databases section, enter car rental and click on create. Now the database will be created. The database will be created, but you have to create all these tables and everything in this one. So once the database is created, then what you can do is in this folder, if you see, we have car rental project SQL file folder. Under that, we have car rental SQL file. Okay, this is SQL source file. Okay, you just need to go into this import. Okay, but this first you have to you just need to go into this import and file to import. Choose the file here. Okay, once you choose the file, okay, then you'll see, just go to this path and import this SQL file from here. Okay, just import that one. Once you import this one, click on, okay, click on import. Click on import and everything will be imported. Okay, do you understand this one? How to install this car rental project? The first thing is you need to copy the car rental folder into the history docs folder under XAMPP. Okay, and the next thing is you have to create a new database which is car rental with this exact name. Create this one, car rental. Under that one, then go to import and import the SQL file. Okay, the SQL file is under car rental project SQL file folder. Okay, under this car rental project we have. Okay, yeah, under this car rental project we have this SQL file. Just import this one. Okay, once everything is done, okay, then we have something called, just go to http colon localhost slash car rental. Okay, then you should open this page. Okay, just like navigate through these pages. Okay, what are the different pages we have in this one, and also try to register a new user in this one. Go here, like sign up here and register as a new user. Okay, and then once the registration is done, log in and log into, and the other thing is we have the admin functionality. We have http colon localhost car rental slash admin. So here, like you can, let me go here. Okay, so there is a readme file here. Okay, in this one you can see the admin open. Yeah, so the admin username is admin and password is test@12345. So you can use that one to log in into this admin test@12345. Okay, so you can see like all the different functionality. Try to add a new brand name and try to add a new vehicle. To post a vehicle, try to add a new vehicle here with the images and all these things. Okay, so just explore this functionality. Okay, so that like we'll be doing a project on this one in future. Okay, just explore this functionality. Okay, any questions on this one so far? How to install this test files are also, and also this car rental portal? Is everyone clear about this installation? Hello.
Yes, Subha.
Okay, yeah, fine. Let's see. Okay. So now let me go into this. Okay, we are yeah. So okay, so in the previous session we have seen like how to create a basic script, how to open the browser, and also how to open the URL. Okay, and we have seen it like how to run it on different different browsers, right? So how do we create a browser? How do we open a browser? Anyone?
By using get.
No. That is for opening a URL.
WebDriver.
Yeah, how do we open a browser?
WebDriver is equal to new browser.
Yeah,
Like new Chrome or new
WebDriver equals
Firefox.
to, yeah, WebDriver driver equals to new Chrome driver. This one will open a browser for us basically. So this driver is nothing but it represents the browser. Okay, and then once the browser is open, then we will use get method to open any URL. Okay, okay, fine. Now let us see some more methods that we have on this browser object, which is nothing but driver object. Okay, these are the some other methods, like we can get the title and we can get the current URL, we can get the page source, we can close it, we can quit. Okay, we can get the window handle, window handles. Okay, switch to, we'll see like all these things. Okay, now let me Selenium basics. Okay, now let me create a new package in this one. Under this one, I'm creating a new class here and WebDriver. I'm giving like WebDriver methods. The public static requirement. I'm closing this one and let me complete this these 3 steps from here. Okay, these 3 steps are nothing but we are first setting up the path where we have this Chrome driver.exe file, and then we are creating a driver object for Chrome browser, and then we are opening this one. Okay, okay, now let's see these different methods. Okay, we have seen this one, .get method. Next, get title method. Okay, so what is the title in HTML? Okay, let me show you this one. Okay, let us say I'll say google.co.in. Okay, you'll see something here. Okay, this is nothing but the one that you see on the tab. This is nothing but your title. The title here is Google. Okay, where you can find this one. If I can if I go to if I right click on this one and go to view page source. Okay, page source one at one point page source you can find it. Let us say title. Okay, see, this is the title. Okay, title, we have this one, title is Google here. Okay, so this is nothing but the title of the web page. So now if I use this one, so driver dot get title. Okay, I can get the title of this one. So now let me print this one. Okay, system dot out dot println. Okay, I'm just printing this one, run as Java application. Okay, so it opened the web page and the title is Google. Okay, so driver.get title will get you the title of the web page. Okay, now once this is done, the next one is get the current URL. Okay, we can get the current URL using driver.get current URL method. Okay, now let me go here. Okay, system.out.println current URL is plus driver dot get current URL. Okay, we can get the current URL using driver dot get current URL. Okay, if I run this one now, okay, so the current URL is https://google.com/gws underscore rd is equal to ssl. Okay, this is our current URL. Okay, so the next method is get page source. Okay, what is this page source? Okay, you can view the source of this web page. If you go to this one, right click on this one and view page source. Okay, you will see the page source, I mean the HTML code behind that web page. Okay, so you can get this page code also, page source also. Okay, so let me open this one. Okay, system.out.println. Okay, driver dot get page source. Okay, we can get the page source, but this page source will be like very long actually. Okay, because it shows like the entire HTML. Okay, so see it gives you a very long string. Okay, so this is the page source. You can see the entire page source by using this get page source. Okay, let me comment this one for the time being. Okay, and the next one is close. Yeah, so we have like for closing the browser we have two methods. One is driver.close method and another one is driver.quit method. Okay, now let me go here. Okay, system.out. No, not system. We don't need to print anything, but we'll say driver.close. Okay, let me put it semicolon. Okay, driver.close method. Okay, let me just wait for like for 2 seconds. We have a method in Java called thread.sleep where we can provide some seconds, number of milliseconds. Okay, that is thread.sleep and provide the time in milliseconds. That means here it waits for 2 seconds. Okay, 2000 milliseconds is nothing but 2 seconds. Okay, let me add throws declaration to it. Okay, okay, so now let me run this one. Run as. Okay, it opened this google.com and it waited for 2 seconds and then finally it closed that one. So we can use driver.close method to close something. Okay, similarly we can also use driver.quit method. Okay, we have something called quit method. Okay, if I run this one, okay, it opened the browser, it waits for 2 seconds. Okay, and then it is closing that one. Okay, but what is the difference between this driver.close and driver.quit method? Okay, driver.close method is mainly used to close the current browser where the control is on. Okay, for example, with the Selenium script, I have opened a browser like this. Okay, browser like this. Okay, and then I have opened like another tab using Selenium script. I have opened another tab. Okay, now this is another tab, and let's say my control is on this tab, and if I use driver.close, only this will be closed and this won't be touched. Okay, if I use close, but if I use quit method, everything will be closed. All the tabs that are opened by the Selenium program will be closed. That is the difference between close and quit method. Okay, so what is the difference between close and quit method? Close will closes only the current browser, okay, where the control is on. Okay, but quit method closes like all the browsers, okay, all the browser tabs that are opened by Selenium programming. Okay, any questions on this one so far?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. Now coming to driver.get window handle. Okay, our driver.get window handles. Okay, so what is this one? So every browser that is opened, it will have a separate ID. Okay, so this driver.get window handle returns that ID. Basically, that is nothing but a string. Okay, so let me open this one. Okay, let me show you this one. Okay, driver.get window handle. Let me print this one. System.out.println. Okay, let me run this one. Run as Java application. Okay, so now if you see the window ID, window handle will say, okay, window handle is cd window hyphen something. Okay, this is the ID that the particular browser that is open, the browser window that is open has. Okay, let me show you. Window handle is okay. So it will return the window handle for that particular browser window opened. Okay, driver dot get window handle. Sorry, it will return the particular window that is opened. So if you see, this is the window handle. It contains a series of characters and letters. Okay, cd window hyphen this one. Okay, now what is this get window handles? If you open like more than one browser with your script, okay, for example, first I opened this one, and then I clicked a link here which opened another tab, okay, like this. So like this, like it has a you have like multiple windows open. So we have this method driver dot get window handles method. Get window handles, we have one s extra here. Okay, driver dot get window handles method. Okay, okay, it will return all the window handles for all those browsers. So how does it return? It returns a set of strings. Basically window handle is a script string, right? So if you use get window handles, it will return a set of strings. Okay, get window handles, if you see, it returns a set of strings. Okay, it returns a set of strings. So now let me run this one. Since we have like only since we have like only one browser that is opened here, so we will see only one string in the set. Okay, so I'm just opening this one. Okay, now it is closed in 2 seconds. Okay, see the window handles are, it is returning a set. A set is generally like written in square brackets. Okay, we have seen this one in collections framework. What is the set? So window handle returns a string. Window handles return get window handles return a set of strings. Okay, we'll see more about this one, like how to work with the child windows. That means first you open one browser and then you open like other browser tabs on the browser tabs on that one. So how to use them there, like we use this window handles method. Okay, but for now just remember that window handle returns a string. Window handles return a set of string. These are nothing but the IDs of the web browsers that we have opened. Okay, so that is about this WebDriver methods. Okay, let me see, like yeah, so yeah, when you use this what is this one, yeah, driver dot get page source, it returns a very large string, and your console won't accommodate like all that large string. Okay, for example, if I open this one, if I run this one, run as Java application. Okay, it opened this browser. Okay, but if you see this one, like it doesn't have like this get title or get current title, because it's a very large string. It cannot accommodate like that whole thing in your console. Okay, first you once you install, so to do that one, you can go to like preferences, Windows preferences, runner debug console, and uncheck the checkbox limit output, and you will see the whole output. Okay, so basically it will limit the output here. It will limit the number of characters. Just go to this path. If you want to see the entire output, just go to this path and uncheck the checkbox limit output, and we'll see the entire output. Okay, okay, now driver dot close is used to close the browser, current browser. Driver dot quit is used to close the browser and all associated windows. Okay, driver dot get window handle is used to get the current window handle in which you are on. Driver dot get window handles is used to get the associated window handles. Driver dot switch to is used to switch to the child windows or frames. Okay, we will see this switch to method later, like where when we come to this child windows or this one. Basically, the switch to method is used to switch between different windows or different frames. Okay, okay, now okay, we have some other methods called navigate. navigate methods. Okay. So when we open a URL, let me copy this same method. So how did we open any URL? We used get method, right? We have also like another method called navigate method, driver.navigate, okay, dot to, okay, dot to. This also you can use for opening any URL. For example, in this one, I'm using driver.navigate dot to. Okay, so I'm just commenting this one. So I can use driver.navigate.to also, okay, to open any URL. Okay, if I open this one on a Java application, okay, this also will open this URL, whatever the URL that we specify. Okay, then there is no difference in this one, but in navigate we have some more method where we can navigate forward, backward, and also refresh the screen. Okay, for example, if I after this google.com, I'm opening like another URL which is let us say like I'm opening some Hindu paper. Okay, not Hindu paper. I mean Indian Express. We have, let's say, India Mart. Okay, I am opening this one. Okay, so okay, I have opened like Google first. Okay, let me wait for some time here. Okay, thread dot sleep up to them. 2 seconds I'm waiting. Okay, once this is done, I'm using then again thread dot sleep up 2000. Okay, another 2 seconds I'm waiting. Okay, and then driver, I'm from India Mart. I would like to go back to google.com. Okay, so I'll use driver dot, okay, navigate dot, I have something called back method, so I can navigate back. Okay, let me run this one, run as Java application. Okay, now it is opening India Mart. So it waits for 2 seconds and then it goes back to, okay, I think like, they are controlling this one like with some JavaScript. Okay, so it is showing that it is like, back is equal to 1, but it's not going there. Okay, let's try this one like, manually if it is working or not. For example, I have opened google.co.in. Okay, once this is done, I'm opening indiamart.com. Okay, once this is open, okay, I'm just going there, but somehow like it is not working in this one. Let me use like another URL. Okay, let's say let me use something which is some paper. Okay, what paper we can use? New York Times and all those things, like they're not like good examples. Let us say we use like yahoo.com. Okay, that we can use, right? www.yahoo.com. Okay, let me try this one. One is Java application. Okay, it opened Google first, and now it opened Yahoo, and now it came back. Okay, it came back to Google. Okay, so this is how we can use this navigate.back method. Okay, now we have opened this Google and then we came to Yahoo. Okay, and then we navigated back to Google. Okay, Now I would like to move forward. Forward means I would like to come to Yahoo again. So in those cases, I can use driver.navigate.forward. Okay, driver.navigate.forward. Okay, now let me run this one. Run as Java application. Okay, so first it opened Google and then it opened Yahoo. Okay, and then it went back to Google and then it moved to again Yahoo. Okay, it moved forward. Okay, so it went back and it moved forward. Suppose I want to refresh this one. Okay, we have another method called driver dot navigate dot refresh. We have refresh method also to refresh this one. Okay, let me run this one. Run as Java application. Okay, it opens Google and then it opens Yahoo. Okay, now it goes back to Google and now it moves forward to Yahoo and now it refreshes this one. Okay, now it refreshed finally. Okay, so just try all these different methods that we have. Okay, we have seen the different methods and the driver object. Okay, so try all these different methods. Yeah, what is the difference between driver.get and driver.navigate.to? Both work in the similar way. But driver.get never stores the history. Driver.navigate.to stores the history so that you can navigate back and forward. Okay, so this is about the different methods that we have on the driver object. Okay, now let me so we have seen all these things here. Yeah, we have seen all these things already. Okay, so the next topic that we have to look into is locator techniques. Okay, before going into locator techniques, does all of you know the basic HTML concepts here?
Yes.
Everyone else knows this basic HTML concepts.
Yes, Subbu.
Yes.
Let me ask one by one. I think that would be much better actually. Okay, Ankur, do you know in the basic HTML concepts?
Yes, Subbu, I know that.
Okay,
How to
Nirima?
No, Sumo.
Okay, and Gautam,
Yes, Subbu.
Ramesh, Suman. Okay, let me give you these basics. Okay, so we see daily a lot of HTML pages, right? So these HTML pages are nothing but all these web pages, they're basically developed with HTML. Okay, so let me open a sample. Okay, HTML page here. Okay, I'm opening a text document here. Okay, some text document, and this text document I'm saying sample. Okay, so this is a text document that I have opened. Let me open this one. Okay, so basically how these HTML pages are developed. Okay, the basic this is called we'll have something called tags in this one. The tags are they are written with less than and greater than symbol, and inside this one we write different there are some predefined tags are there. We use those predefined tags to develop these HTML pages. Okay, basically every HTML page, it starts with a tag called HTML and then it ends with close HTML. Okay, everything that we see in the on a browser that comes between these two tags, HTML and close HTML. Okay, and within this HTML close HTML, we basically have two tags again. 1 second, guys. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so it basically this HTML tags basically contain two main tags again. They are called HTML. Let me see. Okay, yeah, HTML header tags and body tags. Okay, so this is header head. Okay, head and then close head. Okay, and then we have body and close body. Okay, so these are the two main things that we have that we'll have in any HTML web page. So what this header section contains, this header section basically contains all the meta information about that page. For example, I would whatever, like, the description and about what the page is about, what the keywords about that page and everything. And also, like, we include JavaScript files in this one, and also CSS cascading style sheet files in this one. So everything, it comes under this header tag. Okay, the body, whatever you see on a web page. Okay, okay, and one more thing is we have seen the title tag, right? So the title tag also comes in this header section only. Okay, for example, okay, so every tag like ends with a close tag here, / and then the tag name. Okay, that closes that particular tag. So I can have this title like this Google website. Okay, so this is what the web header section is, and whatever you see on a particular web page, it all comes under this body section. Okay, so for example, if I say something like hello world. Okay, and once I save this one, I should save it in with the .html extension. Okay, all the web pages, they're saved with the .html extension. So if I save this one file, save as. Okay, now I mean this one. Okay, I have the sample one, which is a text document, so I don't want to save it as with the .txt extension. Okay, I have to save it with the .html extension. Okay, now if I save this one, okay, and if you go into this folder, you will see this one sample. Okay, and now if I open this one, you will see hello world. Okay, so whatever the text that you write between the body tags, okay, the body tags, that is nothing but the one that you see here. Okay, now let me go here. Okay, so everything, like, the text boxes, check boxes, radio buttons and everything, we will write it under this body tag. Okay, now let me go into this document. Okay, so yeah, the header tag contains information like meta information, like description, keywords, etc. It also contains information about any CSS files, JavaScript files that have to be included. The body contains the information that is shown on the web page. Okay, let me be a tab here. Okay, now let us say I would like to put, like, some text box on this one. Okay, for text boxes, we use this input tag and type is equal to text. Okay, this is what we use to show text boxes on the web page. Okay, so let me go here and I would like to put some text. Let's say name, okay, colon, okay, input type is equal to text. So that means this is a text box that we are going to create. Okay, let me save this one. Let me go to this one. Let me refresh this. Okay, see, I'm seeing a text box, name and some text box. Okay, so each and every element, okay, so this is an element, this is a text box element on the page. Each and every element in a web page, they have some attributes. Okay, attributes means they are nothing but the properties for that element. Okay, for example, this is an input tag, okay, input element, okay, which attribute, like, the type attribute is text. That means here this input has a type attribute, okay, which is text. Similarly, we have some other attributes also. Okay, one of those attributes is id. we can have an ID to identify this particular element on the page. So let's say this ID is, let's say, first name. Okay, first name. Okay, this is one attribute that we can have, and another attribute is we can have something called ID, and we can also have something called a name attribute. Okay, name is equal to, let us say, FST name. Okay, this is the name of this text box. So every element can have multiple attributes, which are nothing but properties. Okay, we can have type attribute for some of the elements, which is nothing but, like, which for input it tells what kind of element it is. Okay, we can have ID and name attribute as well. Okay, okay. Now let me go into the next one, which is text area. Okay, so we have seen text box, we will see text area. Okay, this text area is nothing but, okay, we can enter multiple lines of text in the text area on a web page. Okay, so so for text area, let's say I'm putting it as description. Okay, we have something called text area. Okay, text area, and then you don't need to give, like, it doesn't take any type attribute text here. Okay, but we can have, like, something called, like, an ID attribute or something. ID attribute is description. Okay, and let's say the name is, okay, description, DSC. Okay, something like this. Okay, let me save this one and let me go here and let me refresh this one. Okay, so okay, it all came into, okay, so one thing is that, like, for this one we need to close this tag. Okay, for input tags it is not needed to close the tag, but for text area we have to close this one. Let me close this one and let me refresh this one. Okay, so this is a multi-line thing, so you can enter, like, multiple lines in this one. Okay, and you can see it basically showing, like, 2 rows and I think, like, 10 columns like this. Okay, so we can also add the number of rows and columns as well. Rows equals to 10. Okay, and columns, COLS, equals to, let us say, 20. Okay, this is what, like, we have added. So for text areas we can have rows and columns. Okay, let me save this one and let me refresh this one. Okay, see, it is showing, like, 10 rows and 20 columns. 10 rows and 20 columns. Let me change this one to 40. Okay, 40 columns, and if I refresh this one, 10 rows and 40 columns. Okay, sorry. Now if you see, this name and description, they are side by side. Okay, if you want to have it like this description text area in the next row, we can use break tag. Okay, BR means break. Okay, and if you refresh this one, now you will see in the next row. But again, like, you see, like, they are again very close to each other, so we can use another break tag here. So break, Control S, and then let me refresh this one. We'll see this name tag and description. Okay, okay. Now let me go into, okay, yeah, this text area is done. Now let me go into this radio buttons. Okay, radio buttons are nothing but they are what are radio buttons are used for? They are used for a single selection when we have multiple choices. Okay, okay, so let me show you this one. The radio button, again, it starts with, okay, let's say gender. Okay, gender. The radio button again starts with input tags only. Okay, input, but the type will be radio. Okay, for text boxes the type is text. Okay, but for radio buttons, okay, the type is radio. Okay, radio, and we'll give some name to this one. Name is equal to, let us say, gender. Okay, and value we'll also give, like, some value here, male, and then we'll have, like, a male. Okay, so this is how we create a radio button. For radio button, that The tag is input. It's an input element, but the type is radio. The type is radio, and the name is gender. Okay, we have to give some name. Okay, gender, and value is male. We will give some value. Okay, similarly, okay, we'll create okay other radio buttons as well. Let us say this is the value is female. Okay, and let's say this is others. Okay, so we have created like 3 radio buttons here with male, female, and others. If you see, for radio buttons, the name should be same for all the elements. That means if when the name, if you see, the name is gender only. Okay, so when the name is same, that means all these radio buttons, they belong to one particular group. Okay, that is how we differentiate this one. Since the name is same here, gender, 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 that means all these radio buttons, they belong to the same group. Okay, let me save this one. Okay, again, like after this text area, let me give some break tags. Okay, let me open this one and let me refresh this. Okay, you can see gender is male, female, and others. Okay, so you can select like only one of these radio buttons. Okay, because they belong to one group, and you can select that. That's what the purpose of radio buttons is. The purpose of radio buttons is you can select only one option out of the multiple options that you have. Okay, okay. Now let us say if the name is different, what happens? Let's say the name is I'm making it as gender 1, gender 2, gender 3. Okay, I changed this name, and if I refresh this one, okay, then now let me select this one. Let me change this to female. See, I'm able to select both of these. Okay, but the purpose of radio buttons is to select only one option. That's why we have to give the name same for all these radio buttons under a particular group. Okay, now if I refresh this one, then I will see male, female, and others. I can select only one option in this one. Okay, so this is about radio buttons. Now let me go to checkboxes. Okay, the checkboxes. What are checkboxes? Checkboxes are multiple choice. You can select multiple options when you have multiple options. So we have multiple options, but we can select multiple options in this one. For example, I have a car. I have bike, car, boat. Okay, you can have like a bike, and also you can have a car, or you can have a boat also, something like this. Okay, you have multiple options. Okay, then we can select like multiple things. Okay, let me show you this one. Let me put some break statements here. Okay, so let's say vehicles. Okay, this one also starts, checkboxes also starts with input element, input type is equal to checkbox. Okay, here the type is checkbox. Okay, name equals to vehicle 1. Value equals to bike. Okay, and let's say it is bike. Okay, let me copy this same thing. Let us say this is car, boat. Okay, so if you see this, okay, I need to change this name also to different. Okay, so since this is a checkboxes, okay, and we can select multiple options, we can change the name here. Name is vehicle 1, vehicle 2, vehicle 3, and the values are bike, car, and boat, and these are the values that we'll see. Okay, so since this is a checkbox, we can select multiple values. Let me go to the web page and let me refresh this one, and I can see bike, car, and boat. I can select multiple options here. Okay, so this is about checkbox, and it starts with input and type is checkbox here. Okay, okay, now let me go into the drop down list. Okay, these drop down lists are nothing but, again, the drop down lists are used for one selection. That means when you have like multiple options, but you can select only one value. Okay, so this one, it starts with select. Okay, under the select we have multiple options here. Okay, we have multiple options, option tags we have. Okay, so generally the drop down list, they start with select tag and we have option tags under that. Okay, and we can have like value for this one, and also that means this is the value that will be transferred when we select this particular option, and this is the value that we see on the screen. Okay, let me copy paste in this one. Okay, and then we'll see. Okay, okay, let me use again break tags. Okay, okay, so we have a select tag here. This is nothing but a drop down. Okay, we have a select tag here, and we have different option tags under this one. Okay, let me save this one. Okay, let me go to this web page and let me refresh this. Okay, see, we have a drop down here. Okay, let me put like one word here. Let's say vehicles. Vehicles, we have already select the vehicle you have. Okay, so if we refresh this one, so select the vehicle you have, and you can see all these different values under this one. Okay, so this is about drop down box, and we can have like something called like dynamic drop down list. Let me copy this one and let me go here. Let me paste it here. Okay, if you see, these are all like dynamic drop downs. That means based on the first value, the value in the second drop down will change. See, we don't have anything in the second drop down initially, but if you select like something like beverages in the first drop down, and the second drop down is updated with coffee and coke, you can select one of these ones. Okay, similarly, if you can select like snacks, okay, it will be updated with, it is updated with chips and cookies. Okay, so these are called dynamic drop downs. That means based on the value in the first drop down, the second drop down value will be updated. Okay, so these are dynamic drop downs. We have like in the, okay, multiple selection. Multiple selection is nothing but like again, it is similar to, okay, the drop down that we have seen, but you can select multiple values. If you see here, we have like a select tag, okay, and option tag under the select tags. Okay, but you have something extra called multiple here. That means when you use this keyword multiple, that means you can select more than one value under this drop down. Right now you can select only one value under this one, right? Okay, so if you use this keyword multiple, then you can select multiple options under this one, and you can also see like what is the size of that one you can show. You can use size equals to property here. Okay, let me go here and copy the same thing. Okay, and then I'll say here, one thing is I'll use some break statement here, break. Okay, and then I'll say select all the vehicles you have. Okay, all the vehicles you have. Now in this one, I'll say we can give like some name also to this one. For example, in the previous one, we have something called like a name equals to vehicles. Okay, you can give some name to that element to identify that element. So I will use the same thing, name equals to vehicles. Okay, and then I'll say size equals to, let's say 4 elements. I would like to show it on the screen. Size is equal to 4, and then I use the word multiple here. Multiple means I can select multiple elements. Let me go into the web page and let me refresh this one. See, I can see 4 elements, and I can select, to select multiple values. Okay, just click on this one and then press control button and then click the other elements. Okay, then you can select all the other. You have to press control button and then uncheck any of this, then you can uncheck all of those. Okay, so this is how you can use multiple multi drop downs. Okay, now let me go into the next one, which is buttons. Okay, buttons also, like, they start with the tag input, but the type is button here. Okay, but the type is button here. Okay, let me show you quickly. Okay, this one. Let me use some break statements here. Okay, I'm saying I'm using like something like submit. Okay, input type is equal to button. Okay, input type is equal to button, and we can give some name to this one. Okay, name is equal to check, ID is equal to check, something, some name, or like name is equal to submit, or ID is equal to submit. Okay, but again we have 3 kinds of buttons in this one. They are called, okay, they are normal buttons, submit buttons, and reset buttons we have. Okay, so we can use the type as button or submit or reset. All these are buttons only, but we have 3 kinds of buttons generally. Okay, they are normal button, submit button, and reset button. Okay, so submit button, like, I think you might have seen on some web pages where once you submit, it will go to the next page. Okay, but reset buttons are normally used to reset the information on a particular page. Okay, that means it won't be submitted, but it will, the information, whatever the information that you have entered, like, on the particular screen, it will be reset back to normal. Okay, that's where you use reset one. And we have, like, normal buttons also. Let me show you this one. Okay, button, and let's say something like some name on button 1. Okay, ID button 1. Okay, if I refresh this one now, okay, so I need to give, like, some value to this one as well, for this button. Okay, so we have just given only that input type and all those things, but we haven't given any value for these buttons. That's why it is showing, like, some empty button here. Okay, let me update that value here. Value is equal to let's say button, normal button. Okay, so this is a button. Okay, so this is the one. Let's say button, I'm saying 1 2 3 something. Okay, this value, so this is button 1 2 3. Okay, this is a normal button. Okay, similarly, instead of this type is equal to button, we can also have a submit button. Type is equal to submit. Okay, this is also nothing but a button only. Okay, otherwise, like an input, I'll show you. I'll say here button. Okay, so I'm using some break statements after each and every element. Okay, so this is, let us say this is a submit button. Okay, and this is a reset button. So the type here is input type is equal to submit, input type is equal to reset. Okay, if I this one, okay, this is a normal button, this is a submit button, and this is a reset button. Okay, so this is about buttons that we have. Okay, and then links. Okay, these links are nothing but, like, we have some links on every web page, right? When you click on that link, it will go to the next page. These are called hyperlinks. Okay, so the tag that is used for this hyperlinks is A. Okay, and then we have an attributes called href, okay, hyper reference, where we mention the name or the URL where we want to navigate to. Okay, and then we'll give some text to that, some link text to this one. Okay, so that one, let me show you here. Okay, so the hyperlinks are normally created by using this tag A. Okay, A, and we use this href attribute where we want to navigate to. For example, I want to navigate to google.com. Okay, and this is the text that is shown on the page. Okay, Google website, and then close. Yeah, we have to close this tag. Okay, if I refresh this page now, let me save. I think I haven't saved this one. Okay, yeah, href is equal to, yeah, I have saved this one now. It is not showing this one. Yeah, href is equal to, okay, I haven't closed this double quotes here. Let me close this one. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so previously I haven't closed this double tags here. That's why it is not showing this one. Okay, now I closed this one and now it is showing up. Okay, so A is the tag that is used for hyperlinks. Okay, we use an attribute called href to show that particular website. Okay, to move to that particular website. This is the link where we want to move to, and Google website is the one. Okay, is the text that is shown here. Okay, so now if I click on this one, it will go to Google. Okay, so this is how we create links. Okay, hyperlinks. Okay, now let me yeah, tables. Okay, if we okay, yeah, if we go to these tables, okay, we can create like tables also. Basically, the tables start with keyword. Okay, let me use this break statement here. Okay, okay. Now tables are the tag for tables is they start with a tag called table. Okay, let me close this one also. Close table. Each table contains table rows. So we have other tags called table row. Okay, so table row. Okay, we can have multiple table rows in this one. Okay, so I can have, sorry, let me close this one. Close. Okay, open table row and then close this table row. Okay, so this is the one, and then each table row contains columns. Okay, multiple columns, right? So those are represented with the table data. The table data is nothing but column. Let's say I'm saying like first name. This is one column, close table data, and then another column, table data, and last name. Or like let's say name, okay, and then company. Close table data. So you can have multiple columns like this. Okay, so in the second row under this column name, let us say I have one column which is, let's say, Rajesh. Okay, and then again I have another column which is companies, let's say IBM. Okay, let me save this one. So this is how I can create a table here. First I have to use the table keyword and then table row and then table data. Table data is nothing but columns. So we can have multiple columns in a single table row. So we can have these multiple columns under this. Okay, let me refresh this one. Okay, see, this is a table. Under name we have Rajesh, under column, under company we have IBM. Let me put a border here, okay, so that you can clearly see that it is a table. So we have something called border property here. Border is equal to, let's say, 1. Okay, okay, see, this is a table. So where name, under name we have Rajesh, company we have IBM. So this is how you can create like multiple columns within this table. Okay, this is just to give you an example. I have shown you this a simple one. Okay, so these are like some of the basics of this HTML. Okay, after this one, like we have this HTML5 also. We have HTML. The recent one is HTML5, where they came up with a lot of these tags. A lot of HTML tags, like you can create like telephone numbers, so they have one separate tag. For email address, they have like one separate tag. But these are the basics, like you can if you know these basics, then we can like proceed with the next section, which is identification of the elements on the web page. Because if you want to write a script, Selenium scripts, basically we need to identify the elements on the web page. Okay, like radio buttons, checkboxes, and all those things. You need to be able to identify those. Okay, for that one, you need to have this basic knowledge of this HTML. Okay, okay, fine. Now let me go into the basic HTML. Okay, so what are the basic operations that we can do on the different HTML pages? On the text boxes, okay, you can enter some information and also you can clear some information, right? So in the text boxes, you can enter some information. You can also clear this information. Similarly, on the text areas, you can enter some information and you can clear this information. Okay, these are the operations that we can do on a HTML element. Similarly, radio button, you can select a radio button. Okay, and checkboxes is you can check the checkboxes, you can uncheck them also. So for example, if I have this one and then I can uncheck this one, I can select car and I can uncheck this car. I can check this board, I can uncheck this board. Okay, so these are the operations that can. And single drop down, I can select a single value from a single drop down. Okay, multiple drop down, I can select multiple values using control button in a multiple drop down. Okay, multiple selection. Okay, buttons, we can click on buttons. Links, we can click on the links. These are the operations that we can do on the different elements on a web page. Okay, any questions? Okay, fine. Yeah, now let me go into the next topic. Okay, for a second. We have seen the basic HTML concepts. Okay, now let's go into the locator techniques. Okay, the locator techniques are basically we have 8 types of locator techniques. That means using these 8 types, we can identify an element on the web page. Okay, the first one is ID, the second one is name, the next one is class name, the next one is link text. Okay, the next one is partial link text, next one is tag name, next one is XPath, next one is CssSelector. Okay, so these are the 8. The question will be in any interview. Okay, what are the different ways that we have to identify an element on a web page? Okay, we have basically like 8 ways. One is by ID, by name, by class name, by link text, by partial link text, by tag name, by XPath, and by CssSelector. Okay, so today I will finish until this tag name. Okay, and I will also show you the basic way of writing XPaths and CssSelectors, because XPaths and CssSelectors can be written in multiple ways. Okay, so today I will cover until this tag name, and also I will show you the basic way of writing this XPath and CssSelector. In tomorrow's session, we will see all the different ways that we have in creating this XPath and CssSelector. Okay, this is very important actually. These both are very important. Most of the questions in Selenium, they come on creating these XPaths. Okay, and you need to be very perfect in writing these XPaths. Okay, of course we can create those XPaths from browser also using Chrome, but we generally prefer writing our own XPaths. Okay, and yeah, and as I mentioned, you need to be very you need to be very familiar like with writing these different kinds of XPaths, because this is what people ask you in interviews. Okay, And just one more thing, like what are the candidates that I have seen, like when I have taken interviews, they didn't have like this minimum. This is the minimum thing like that everyone expected, that like that you should be able to write these XPath. Okay, and if you don't have this minimum knowledge, I mean, people like won't generally like uh, proceed with the interview basically. Okay, they'll just stop it right there only. Okay, so now let me start with like this ID. Okay, so we have created a browser object which is nothing but driver. Okay, in order to find an element on a particular web page, we use a method called find element. Driver dot find element method we have. Okay, and then we have something called by class, by dot, and then we will give this one by dot id, by dot name, by dot class name, by dot link text, by dot partial link text, by dot tag name, and then by dot XPath and by dot CssSelector. Okay, these are all the ones that we use. Okay, so let me just, yeah, okay, so this is how we use. We have to write like find element method. Let me show you this one. Okay, for this one we will use the sample uh, practicing Selenium. Okay, the ones like that I have shown you how to install it. Okay, just copy this into the history docs folder. Okay, now we have used we have seen. Okay, yeah. Okay, so now let me create a separate package for this one where we'll see. Okay, yeah, let me create a separate package for this one. New package. Okay, finding elements. Okay, let me open this one and create a new class here, and the class is pr01 finding elements. Okay, let me go here, public static void main string args. Okay, so this is what like now I have. Okay, this is okay. Let me go here. Okay, I would like to enter some text into this one. This is my text box. Okay, first text box I have. I would like to enter some text into this one. Okay, so first I have to create this all these things, right? First I have to set up the system property, and then I have to create a driver object, and then I have to open this particular page. So let me copy this one. Okay, let me copy this one. Okay, let me put it here instead of google.com. I'll use this one. Okay, let me run this one first and see if it is working. Okay, so it opened this one. Okay, now once this is open, the next thing I would like to do is I would like to enter something into this one. Okay, so let me identify the properties of this one first. Okay, first I would like to use the ID property. Okay, so for locating, first I have to locate this element. Okay, so for inspecting this one, right click on this element and you'll see something called inspect. Okay, once you inspect this one, okay, so let me close this one. Okay, see, this is the one. If you move your cursor here, let me come down. Okay, if you move your cursor here, you can see that this element is highlighted. Okay, just right click on this one and click on inspect. Okay, and you'll see this one. Okay, and if you move your cursor in this inspect elements, you will see that the particular element is highlighted. You can see on the top here that this element is highlighted. Okay, now if you see, this is an input tag. That means this can be either a text box or checkbox or a button or a radio button, anything. But if you see, the type is a text. That means it's a text box. So you can see here that it has a name attribute and ID attribute also. Okay, so we can use this ID attribute to find this element. Okay, so in the script, let me copy this ID attribute. The copy is first name. Okay, okay. Now I can say driver dot. I can use find element. Okay, I have to use find element method to find any element. Then I have to use this by dot id. Since we are using id, we have to use by dot id. And if you see this id, it is taking a string, okay, which is nothing but the id of that element, by dot id, and the id is first name. Okay, so now I found this element. Okay, so generally this returns something called web element. Web element, let's say first name. Okay, generally this find element returns an object, and that is first name, that is web element. So we have to import this web element. Okay, we have to import this web element. So now we found this element on the web page and we stored it in a web element first name. Now I want to enter like something into this one. I want to enter something into this text box. So for that one, we have some method called send keys. Okay, first name dot, we'll see something called send keys. Okay, which will take some sequence, character sequence, nothing but it is nothing but a string. Okay, that send keys. Okay, I'm sending first name, let's say Rajesh. I'm sending. Okay, first name Rajesh. Okay, if I run this one, run as Java application. Okay, you can see that Rajesh is entered into this text box. Okay, let me put some time here, wait time here. Okay, I'm putting like some 2000 seconds here. So let me add this throws declaration. Okay, so web element first name is equal to driver dot find. We have to use find element method, which takes a by class. Okay, by class method, which is by dot id. Okay, since we are trying to identify this element by id, by dot id first name. Okay, and then we have a method called send keys method. Okay, on the web element, which we use and enter this one. Okay, instead of writing it like in two lines like this, instead of writing it in two lines like this, we can directly write it in one line. So I'm just saying driver dot find element by dot id first name dot send keys. Okay, I can directly use just one line like this. So if I run this one, run a Java application. Okay, it waits for 2 seconds and then it entered Rajesh in this one. Okay. Okay. So if you see this window is opening like only a half page, right? So what you can do is one thing you can do is you can maximize that window. Okay. You can use these methods on this one, on the window method. Okay, you just have to remember this one, driver dot manage. You have to use after manage, go to this window method, and then you have to use maximize method so that it will maximize the window to full screen. If I run this one, run as Java application. Okay, it opened like an off page and then it is maximized. Okay, and then after 2 seconds it entered this name Rajesh. Okay, do you understand this one? Like, how do we find an element and how do we enter values into the screen, into the element?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, okay, fine. Now I have entered like something into this one. Okay, let me copy this thread dot sleep method. Okay, I have entered something into this one. Now I would like to clear this value. Okay, so what are the operations that we can do on a text box? We can enter some value, or we can clear the value that the text box has, right? So for that one, again, we'll use driver.findElement method, and then we have something called .clear method. Okay, so we can use this clear method on this one. So first I'm opening this one, and I am maximizing the screen, and then I'm waiting for 2 seconds, and then I'm entering Rajesh into the first name text box, and then I'm waiting for 2 seconds, and then I'm clearing this one. Okay, let me run this one, run as Java application. Okay, it opened, maximized, and it is waiting for 2 seconds, and now it entered the value. It is waiting for 2 seconds again, and then it cleared this value. Okay, so you can use this send keys and also clear method. Okay, this is by using one of the approaches using ID. Okay, using ID. Okay, what are the other methods that we have here? We have by ID, and the next one is name. Okay, name. How do we do it? Like, with the name. Okay, let's say again, okay, again we have a name for this one, which is first name. Okay, let us use name here. Okay, so in this one, okay, driver dot find element, okay, by dot name we have, okay, by dot name, and we have to give the name here, and the name properties, again, it is like, the same first name. Okay, so I'm taking this one and I'm putting it here, name dot first name, and then send case. Okay, I'm saying like, entering by name, or like, we can say using name property, using name property. Okay, and then I'm waiting for, okay, after clearing, like, I'm waiting for 2 seconds, and then I'm using the name property. Okay, driver.find element is the method. We have something called by, just like by.id, we have by.name. Okay, by.name, and we are using send keys on that one. Okay, let me run this one, run a Java application. Okay, open, maximized, and then it entered Rajesh using the ID property, and then it cleared, and then it entered using name property using name. Okay, and it entered this text. Okay, you can see driver.find element by.name, first name, and then send keys. Okay, okay, now let me clear this one also. Okay, and then I'm taking this by.name first name. Okay, and then I'm clearing this one. Okay, so I'm clearing using the name property, and then I'm using clear method. Okay, now okay, once this is done, okay, let me go to the next one, which is class name. Okay, if we have a class name in the okay, let me go ahead. So see, we have a class attribute here. Okay, using this class attribute also we can find this element. Okay, here the class attribute is, let's say this is beautiful text box. Okay, this is what we have. Okay, so let me go here. Okay, I have cleared this one by using the name attribute. So now let us say driver dot find element by dot class name. Okay, by dot class name, and the class name is beautiful text box. Okay, I can use this one dot send keys. I'm just saying like, using class name. Okay, and then I'm waiting for 2 seconds. Okay, and then I'm clearing this by using class name. Okay, let me run this one, run as Java application. So first it opens the browser, and then it maximizes the browser, and it uses the ID property and enters the name. Okay, it entered Rajesh, and now it uses name property and it entered the text. Now it uses the class name property and it entered the text. Okay, so this is by using class name. Okay, now the next one is link text. Link text and partial link text, they are used for hyperlinks. Okay, for example, in this one, if you see, we have hyperlinks here. Okay, if you see, these are the ones: Google, the top search engine, and Rediff. Okay, these are the two links that we have. Okay, if you click on this one, it will go into this Google website, and if you click on this Rediff link, it will go into the Rediff site. Okay, so the link text and partial link text are used for hyperlink. Now let me inspect this one. Let me right click on this one and inspect. Okay, so whatever the one, like that you have between this opening and closing tags of A, this is nothing but the link text. So here the link text is Google, the top search engine. Here the link text is Rediff. Okay, so let's use this one. Okay, let me show you the first one, which is link text. So for that one, let me, once clearing this one, I'm waiting for 2 seconds, and then I'm saying driver dot, okay, find element by dot link text. Okay, by dot link text, and we have to give this link text here. Okay, link text. Okay, dot click. Okay, so here for text boxes it is send keys, but since this is a link text, we have to use a method called click method. Okay, which will click on the particular link. Okay, let me run this one. Run as Java application. Okay, first it uses the ID attribute and it enters the name, and then it uses the name attribute, and then it enters something, and then it uses the class attribute, and then it enters something into the text box, and then it clears that one, and now it waits for 2 seconds and it clicked on that Google, the top search engine link, so it moved to this Google page. Okay, okay, now since we came here, let's go back. How do we go back to the previous screen? Driver.navigate.back. Okay, if we use this one, it will go to the previous page. Okay, now we have used this Google top search link text. We can also use partial link text on this one. Let's wait. Once we go back, let's wait for 2 seconds on this Google page, and then 2 seconds again, and now I will use driver dot, okay, find element by dot partial link text I can use. That means only a part of this one. So I'll say only I'm taking a part of that link text. Okay, I'm taking only the top search, only a part of this link text I am taking. That is why it is by dot partial link text. Okay, if I run this one now, run as Java application. Okay, so first it used the ID property, and then the name property, and then the class name property. Okay, now it clicks on the Google, the top search engine, using link text. Okay, and it went back, and now it uses the partial link, which is the top search. Okay, and then it clicked on that link. Okay, any questions so far on this one?
No, Subbu.
Yeah. Okay, so we have seen these 4 properties, right? I mean 5. ID, name, class name, link test, partial link test. Now let us see the tag name. So what is the tag name? We have already seen this one. In the example, that we have seen. Okay, these are all nothing but tag names only. HTML is one tag, head is one tag, title is one tag, body is one tag, input is one tag, text area is one tag. Okay, so these are all different tags. Okay, so we can use these tag names as well to find an element. Okay, let us say in this one, okay, so I would like to enter like something into this first text box, okay, using the tag name. So let me inspect this one, inspect, and what is the tag name for this element? It is nothing but input. Input is the tag name. Okay, so let me show you this one. Okay, now let me wait here for like 2 seconds, and then I will use driver dot find element by dot tag name. You have something called tag name. Okay, by dot tag name, and I would like to use input element into this. Okay, input element dot, since this is a text box, we use send keys, and then I'm saying using tag name. Okay, so I can use tag name here, input tag here. If I run this one, run as Java application. But there is one mistake here that we have done. What is that mistake? We are moving into Google site using the partial link text, but we are not coming back. Okay, that's where it fails. Okay, it moved the first time, it came back, and then it is using the partial link text, it moved there, and now we are not oh, okay, it didn't fail, because anyhow there is a text box on this page also with input tag. So if you inspect this one, you will see it like, right click on that one. Okay, so generally, yeah, one more thing is like when you open this one, you will see it like here on the right side. If you want to move this section to the bottom of the page, you will see like 3 dots here. Okay, just click on these dots and you will see different options here. Okay, click on this second option from the last one. Okay, dock to bottom. Click on this and it will move to this bottom. Okay, let me inspect this one again. Inspect. Okay, we have an input tag here. Okay, that's why it is entering the names. I mean, whatever the text that we are entering, it is entering in this input element. Okay, because we have an input tag here on this Google page. Okay, so instead of this one, let me come back here. Let me come back. Driver.navigate. Okay, so we are waiting for 2 seconds on this Google search page, and then we are coming back, and then we are entering by using this tag name. Run as Java application. Open maximizer. First it is using the ID property and it entered the name. Okay, it cleared that one, and now it is using the name property and entered something, and then it used the class name property and it entered something, and then it is going into the search engine by using link text property. Okay, and then it is using the partial link text, and again it went to the Google. Okay, it came back, and then it used the tag name and it entered something into this text box. Okay, do you understand, or any questions so far in this one?
So yeah, like there will be multiple input tags will be there. So how it will be identify?
Yes, yeah. So when we have like multiple tags in this one, when you use like find element, okay, find element method, and if you use by dot tag name, and if we have multiple results for that one, it takes the first value. It takes the
Okay.
first value. But if you want to enter text into like in any element that you want, like we have other methods. Find elements also we can use. We'll see it later. Okay,
Okay.
right now using find element method. Okay, using find element method, if it returns like multiple results. Okay, for example, this find element by dot tag name, here in this case it returns multiple results. We have multiple input text boxes. If you see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 like this, you have like multiple text boxes you have, right?
Yes.
So if you use this find element and find element method, it always takes the first result. Okay, so in this case, the first one is this one. That's why it is entering the value into this. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, now let me see. Okay, fine. We have seen this 6 different ways, right? I'll explain you about this XPaths and CSS selectors tomorrow. Okay, but XPaths is a very important one. Generally, interviewers like if you know this XPaths, like almost you know, like a lot of this Selenium. If you know how to create just these XPaths. Okay. Okay. So any questions, guys, for anyone? You have any questions, or like are you guys like clear with whatever I have explained so far?
Yeah, it is clear, sir.
Yeah,
It's clear.
yeah, fine. Practice these things like just you understood like how to install those sample sites also, right? One is this Selenium practice and another one is car rental. Selenium practice is simple one, just unzip that one and move that to that XAMPP HT docs folder. Car rental also unzip that one and move that one to XAMPP HT docs folder. But again, you need to create a database for that one, car rental, and you need to import the SQL file. Okay, everything is there in the zip folder. Okay, you need to import that SQL file, then you can access the car rental site. Okay.
Okay,
All
sir.
right.
Yeah. Okay, fine then. Okay, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow then. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you so much.